Hello there, my name's Vince from My Mate Vince, and look at what we have here. This little beauty with the best name ever. An Ingersoll Battle Commands. Not an 8-track player, it is a little games console, a Pong-based console from around about 1978. I bought it faulty on eBay, and it certainly is faulty. Basically, when I turn it on here, it doesn't matter if I use batteries, which I've got plugged in, or an adapter, nothing displays on a TV. It tries to, and it does come away with the thing about no video, but yet there's nothing actually happening. And I've left it on for about 10 or 15 minutes. There hasn't been any bit of sound coming out of it whatsoever. The volume's down here. It looks lovely. It really looks absolutely amazing. So let's get it over to the mat and see if we can find out why it's not working. It can't be a power related issue because it's not working on batteries or the adapter. So is it going to be fixable? Not too sure. Unless it's something visually obvious on the inside, I think I'll probably need another one to take measurements from. But I'll do my best. Let's get started. Okay, first things first, I am just going to check the power supply, just in case the batteries I put in might be a bit weak and the power supply might be a bit weak. So this is saying 9 volts DC, 800 milliamps, and at the back here it says 9 volts DC, 150 milliamps. So let's see what this is outputting. 13 volts, but remember it's not under load, so I think that is going to be just fine. The fact it didn't work on batteries either says to me that it's not a power related thing. Well, I think the first thing I want to do is I want to open it up, and I want to remember it could be the game at fault, because when I have no game plugged in, it's not doing anything either. So I can't remember actually if it was just a fuzzy screen or whether it went to a black screen. Not too sure. I want to check this lead here just in case the lead has a fault on it. So we've got various different screws. That one's already missing. And it's nice, it looks like they're machine screws. They go into a little metal thread. Excellent. Got a damage on the sheath there. Let's see what's happening here. That goes off to the batteries and that goes into that power connector there. I'm going to plug power again just to make sure, because this little socket here will kill the connection off the power supply if the batteries, if it's not working properly, because otherwise it's going to end up charging up the batteries that are not rechargeable. So there's an extra little contact in there, so I want to just make sure that the voltage is making its way into the board. Would it be this one here? Yeah, 13 volts. Should be that way around. Right, so we got voltage coming in. Right, let's kill the power again. Massive one here. So that isn't going to be a switch mode power supply. There's going to be a big transformer in there. So not very energy efficient, but will probably last nearly forever. Right, okay, we want to get to the back side of this here. Well, I can see it here. Yeah, I can see that there's the braid in there and the middle sheath there. So we should be able to get a continuity test between there and the ends. Right, so sheath here. So is it getting to here? Yeah. So the sheath's getting to there definitely. Actually onto the board. Now let's do the middle contact. Oh, that's nice. They've actually soldered it. You see the middle there? They've soldered it on. So a lot of this would be kind of handmade. Yeah, that's getting to there. Fine. So there's not going to be any problem with the actual lead itself. Now that's a 38 ohm short. It isn't actually a short. Right, so it's not that. Oh, we've got a built-in speaker here. So it seems to be making a difference when you turn it on and off on here, so I don't think it's a switch problem. A load of capacitors. We have a ribbon cable here. We have, it's weird, it looks like a kind of a wafer of stuff. Look, can you see? There's a load of different boards like sandwiched up together. Oh, looks so old. Which it is. It's 40 something years, isn't it? 46 years. Let's undo some screws. Right now. Ooh, what's all this? No, that's glue. Looks wet, doesn't it? But it's I thought it was oil. It's glue from years ago. Wow. Okay, this is seriously old. There isn't even any. There's no chips. No chips on here. Because I recently did a Philips I've already forgotten, G7000, G9000, the video pack, and that had all the Intel chips in. And this is from the same era, but I presume a lot cheaper. But there's no, I can't see any chips in here. So this is just going to all be for the buttons. Let's have a quick look up here, just in case there's something lurking up here. There we go. Oh, wow. Oh, look at that. That reminds me of like the Kevin Keegan game and those sort of things from that era. Same era again, the way that that's been done. So what are these? Yeah, these are little carbon. These little carbon here. All these buttons. They're just shorting out them. Well, it's all very nice, and I love the fact that the whole track, there's no solder mask on it. You know, you can go across it anyway. I don't think there's a problem there at all. I'll tell you what, let's have a look at the game, because the thing is, the game could be dirty. If the game's dirty, it's not going to load the game, and maybe this doesn't display anything. In fact, it's not going to display anything, is it? If there's no game plugged in. Because I'm sure back then things just didn't display. Even the Atari 2600 doesn't display, which makes things hard. It's lovely seeing inside things, because you just don't know what to expect. Capacitors haven't bulged. And we have loads of different things for amateur and professional. The difference there would be, for example, when you're playing football, it would be the size of the player. On amateur, the size might be like this big on screen, depending on how big your screen is. And then it will go to maybe half. So it's a lot harder to hit the ball because it's easier to miss. I used to have a Benetton one of these when I was young. In fact, it's some of my earliest memories. The sound that it used to make, and I'm sure it's going to be the same on this one. That one also had a speaker built in. Annoyingly, that green wire is just broken. I didn't see where it went. It must have gone to here. But that would only be for volume anyway. Right, I think that's going to be a complete and utter nightmare to fault find. So I'm putting my hopes now that there might be something wrong with the cartridge. What's nice is I read this in the instructions, that sometimes it said due to the complex nature of electronics, the bat might be off the screen. So you see you have a little thing to adjust it here and here, and it said to, I mean, you would just use a screwdriver, but I think it came with a special little implement that you put in and you twisted clockwise to do the right bat adjust and the left bat adjust to get it more on the screen. Made in Hong Kong. That came apart really easy. Okay, it's got a nice cover there. Just take a quick picture so I know which way to put it back. Right, spring loaded, just like the video pack. Haha! Here's our chip. And it's socketed as well, amazing. And we've got some big old, what look like maybe capacitors. And these are your potentiometers here to adjust. Let's zoom in and have a look at that chip. So I don't know what brand that is. I can't imagine there have been loads of manufacturers of chips back then. AY38610. Let's have a little look around the place, see if anything looks iffy. I think that's just glue. Unless, of course, it's gone corrosive, which is possible. Do you know what? I bet you that's what the problem is. Let's see if we've got any reading on that. Resistance reading on the actual glue itself. Because that is going around the tracks, isn't it, with these solder blobs. I mean, why have we got solder blobs there? What are they for? They're through hole, but where are they going? Is it just to join? Is it just an old-fashioned way of doing wires? It is, isn't it? That's how they did. That's how they did. They did the wires with wires, I think. So that solder joint there might be iffy. That resistor. Right, let's see if we have any resistance on this glue. No, we don't. Just do my fingers a minute. Yeah. I was hoping it might have gone conductive. I don't think it has. No. See, maybe the chip's gone faulty. I've had Atari 2600 games before that's gone faulty, and also Sega games as well. Let's pop it out in case there's corrosion on it. There we go. No, that looks lovely and clean. I don't think there's any problem there. Saying that, if I zoom in, there is a bit of chalkiness from where I pulled it out. So maybe deep down in there might have been a little bit of oxidation. If you have a look here, can you see this sort of stuff? I mean, that's chalkiness, isn't it? From the metals. Alright, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll... I need to remember that that goes in that way as well, because there's no marking on the board to tell me which way to put it in. Let me take a picture. Let's have a look elsewhere on the board. What's all this green? Not sure. I think it's an RF problem. Oh, here we go. No, they've done that on purpose. Hold on a minute. That's really weird. That's been cut on purpose, hasn't it? But that one there looks like it's just hanging on. I wonder what happens if I was to solder that up. I mean, why would they design it and then chop it? But there's nothing on here which is going to cause that to. There's no reason. There's nothing here that would cause that to happen, is there? Because it's up in the air. I think that's been done on purpose. Where do you go to and from? So this one's definitely cut. That one goes from here around to here. So that's definitely cut. But has this one been cut? It goes to there. How weird. To here. No, what's that about? How bizarre. I suppose I could put it back on and see what's happening. Right, what's happening here? Is that connected? I think it is. What is it? That big resistor here. No, it's not. Listen to that. It's not getting there. Can you see? So look, it's getting to here. But if I go onto the actual resistor, it's not. Look. Yeah? If I press hard, it is. So that's not getting there properly. I don't think, well, it's getting there now, but I think that's just because I pushed it. Right, let's solder that up. Let's make a decision. Unless, of course, they soldered it and it fell off because it was just bridging. But that's been zoomed on, you know, been boom through, hasn't it? I mean, where does that even go? That goes off to the bat thing. But this one doesn't. I mean, this is definitely a leg off the chip. Well, they're both legs off the chip. I think I am going to, first of all, let's clean up. I'm not going to do that one yet. I'm going to do this one. And then I'm going to leave that one, see if it starts working. If it doesn't, I'm going to solder up both of them because that just looks odd. Oh, hold on a minute. We've got a break here as well. We've got a break here as well. Unless, of course, do you know what? I tell you what, maybe they meant to break that one. But this one's hanging on still, so that's still working. I don't think that's the problem. Yeah, unfortunately, that's not the problem. They have actually broke that trace on purpose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solder up the bottom trace because it's only just barely hanging on in there. But it is hanging on in there, so that isn't the cause of the problem. And I'm going to solder up that big, horrible solder blob where the resistor leg doesn't appear to be connecting. You never know, it might be working then because that is part of the legs of the chip. So if it's not going through the resistor, then that could be why nothing's happening on screen. Just want to see if that's a hairline break there. No, I don't think it is. It is a hairline break, but it's not actually broken. There we go. And let's clean up the actual socket. And I'm going to get some deoxit on them. This stuff, still waiting on sponsorship. You know, those legs look pretty good. I don't think it's that. Right, do you know what's a bit odd? Anyway, even though these have been cut here, it looks like they might end up in the same place anyway. So for example, we've got a cut here and a cut here. And if you have a look, can you see it goes into this kind of area here? Yeah, so that one of the potentiator goes into this area here, which looks to be like the top one because that top one there hasn't actually got a via in it, hasn't got a wire. But that one has. You can see it's like a darker one. But then if we were to go on here, it ends up in the same place anyway because look, that top one hasn't got anything in, so it's the second one down with the via, which is actually this one here. And if you follow the path round on the darker one goes up to here and it's connected via a wire to there anyway. So I don't really know why they've done it. They've just done it on this side of the board via the wire rather than the other side. Very odd, really odd. Right, let's get it back together and see if it's displaying anything. Right, I'm just going to try to leave this all loose. I've got to solder up this wire. Right, so let's put it to that channel there, C36, that gave me the best one before. And let's plug in the power adapter. See what's going to happen. We're off at the moment. Plug that in now. Okay, here goes. In fact, you can see it nicely there. On, come on. Oh, it made a bit of a bip for a second. Come on. Mono. Didn't say that before, I don't think. Maybe it did. No. See, I don't know if it's a game issue. Is the game not running? Or is it the console itself? Definitely makes that little boop for the first second, doesn't it? See, if that chip was faulty, then it's not going to work, as far as I can see. I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's turn it off. Let's take the game out. See what it does on the TV. Now turn it on. So it didn't make the bip. So it is kind of recognising the game then, isn't it? Because it's not making that little bip sound. Oh, I'm already stuck. So it is recognising the game. Again, if you had one, you would put a new game in, a known working one, and if it starts working, you know then that it's the game. I don't want to spend hours fault finding that RF circuit if, for example, the problem's with the cartridge. Now, it didn't make the bit that... Oh my word, oh my word. What? Why? Why have you just come alive now? The pins weren't dirty. My God, it's just come alive, but I haven't done anything. Alright, let's see if that was fluke. What's going on? Why are you suddenly working? Is it working on the other channel, I wonder? Because why did it tune into 2 channels? Well, I mean, I should be happy. I would be happy if when I plugged it in it works, because then I'd be like, oh, it must be my soldering. But it didn't work, and now it is working. I'm going to jump in with a voiceover here because I don't want the video to drag on too long. There is other faults on this, so stick around. At this point, I thought that I hadn't done anything, but actually I had. If you notice when I turned it on after doing the soldering on the game, did you notice there was a bit of a green screen? It also came up with mono. I don't know if that picked up on the camera or not, but there was a green screen. Basically, when you've got the green screen there, that's when you would press one of the buttons and it will load one of the games. Why it suddenly came on when I unplugged and plugged the game in again, not too sure. But if I was to hit down the buttons, the game would have came on. While at the beginning of the video, it was a complete black screen. It wasn't a green screen. Now, it isn't a bright green screen, but there is a bit of a green screen there, and I didn't notice that when I first of all plugged the game in. So 100% doing the soldering on the game did sort out the actual issue, and I think it was probably that cold solder joint on that resistor, because remember, the path wasn't getting through. No, it's not. Listen to that. It's not getting there. Can you see? So look, it's getting to here, but if I go onto the actual resistor, it's not, look. Yeah, if I press hard it is. We had to jab it with the needle probes and then it would make the contact. So I'm going to cut to the video now where I realise that it's only actually showing one player. It's a really interesting fault. The second player doesn't show up at all. So let's cut to that part of the video because this is working now, but it's still not working. I've worked something out. The players are different colours. So look, pink, pink, pink. So obviously the other player that I can't see is going to be like blue, for example, or green. And the ball is only visible sometimes because that's when it's the pink's go to hit it. So watch this now. If I move pink up here and serve. Hold on. Let's move that out of the way. So there you go. That's the other player's turn to hit it. But every now and then, it will be the pink's one, because I think pink keeps winning. That's the problem. There we go. Now it's pink's one, yeah? Now it's pink's go, you see? Now it's like green's go, and now it'll be pink's go again. So there's a whole set of colours that isn't working. That's really, really interesting. So I don't think it's a joystick issue or a port issue. I think it's whatever's creating the bluish colour is not working. Now, what on earth is creating that blue or green colour? think that's what it is. I'm also not 100% sure how well these games are working. Oh, there you go. Maybe, to be fair, they probably do work okay. When it's together, you can press it harder. Okay. So I hope I made it clear in the video. Basically, player 1 you can fully see, player 2 you can't see nothing, but player 2 is there because sometimes you can hear it return the ball, or the ball will bounce off it and then go out. So it's definitely there, we just can't see it, so this is fully unusable. So what on earth would you fault find on this now? I mean, it's RF out. I can't be looking into RF to find out the different colours because I wouldn't even know where to begin. But I'm wondering, is the 3 colours, red, green and blue, generated before the RF as sort of composite, and then the RF is combining them to go down the one cable? It's going to be very complicated. I don't really know where to start on this, but let's try to fumble our way through to find out why we're missing certain colours, which is making this unplayable. But at least now we've got a display, so we're making progress. What I like there, I didn't show you on camera, I'll hopefully remember to show you later, is that there's volume on the TV and here. So you've got sound coming from your TV and the console in front of you. So it's nice. And there doesn't seem to be a delay between the two. So now, it's only displaying certain colours. Why? Shall we see where the RF is connected? And that might give us an idea of what's going on. Because we have a load of like cans. We might be able to tune them. But why did they go out of tune? You know these ones here? I don't really want to get involved in that because that would have all been set. RF is extremely complicated. Like things can look like a complete short and they're supposed to be and stuff. It's I think it's like black magic type stuff. Don't want to get involved in that, but maybe the problem is before the RF. Do you see what I mean? Maybe there's something on here which is more like composite and it's getting converted to RF, possibly. Now. Wow, where do you even begin? And then we've got stuff in here as well. See, these would all be tuned, wouldn't they? I suppose, first of all, we could see if we have continuity on the ribbon cable between here and the top here, possibly. Can't really get to it very well. It's that's soldered right the way through. That's a massive thing soldered through. I'm just trying to see, it's all sandwiched together. I'm trying to see how I can actually get into this. I think I need to unsolder this lump, and then it will open up and then I can see in between the layers, because right now I haven't got a clue what's going on. Oh, we've got a chip down here. Wow, we have. There's a little microchip down here. Okay, let's unsolder. So instead of heating up my desolder station, because it takes a while, I'm just going to use some solder braid, but it doesn't really seem to be sucking up the solder very well, so I flood it with flux. Whenever you use flux on the solder braid, it just seems to help wick the solder up it so much quicker. And that allows me to unsolder the 2 massive anchor points, and then I can open it up and see what's going on. Okay, wow, 2 chips. We've got 2 chips. Let me zoom in and see what they are. Again, don't recognise the symbol. CD4069CN. CD4069CN. I'm just going to Google them. I wonder, are they something to do with the audio? Or are they just going to be some like op amps or something? Right, it's our old friend, the hex inverter, the same as the Philips Video Pack one. So, well, it's not the same, it's different, but the same kind of thing, a hex inverter. So, yeah, on that one, it stopped it from, on my one, it stopped it from displaying, but I suppose it depends where it is in the circuit. So, I mean, it's possible that maybe one's failed and the other one The other one hasn't. So maybe, I'm just saying, if I was to swap them, I might find then that the right hand controller is displaying, and the left hand one isn't. So that could be an easy enough thing to do. I don't know how to find out where the signal, where that sort of like bluish signal would be. I mean, clearly it's the game that's making it, so it's going to be coming from here, isn't it? I mean, in my mind, I'm thinking that's the easiest thing to do. There's like two controllers, and we have two things there, and one's not displaying. But that doesn't just, yeah, they might be to control the controllers, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be colour. I've got a problem with colour, haven't I? Well, first things first, let's keep things simple. Let's see if we have continuity between these pins here and these pins here. At least then we know the ribbon cable itself is okay. The reason I'm checking the ribbon cable is because this little board here is the RF board. So clearly it's the main board of the console which is producing this colour, and then it's sending it through to the RF board. So if the ribbon cable was faulty, it can't send the signal through. Basically, I haven't got a clue how to fault find it, so I'm just trying to do the most simplest things first. Well, this is really weird. Straight away on the very first one, it seems to be behaving strangely. So, look how loose it is. And this is just in the hole and not supposed to be connected anywhere. It's really odd. Let's go to the next one. Focus. No. Is it because it's not... In fact, where is the first one going? Hold on. Here. Let me get my probes. I think they're on this one here. Is that supposed to be connected? Is it connected up here, I wonder? So let me go onto here. And let's see if it's coming up at the bottom of the wire. You can't see what I'm doing, can you? Right, that's coming up there, but it's not coming up here. So they've connected up the top, it's not connected at the bottom. Why? Let's go on to the next one. Is that one going underneath? Yeah. Interesting. Right. Okay. Let's see what's happening. A bit weird that it was the very first one I went on. The strange thing is I can't even feel it here. As if it's not meant to be here. Let's get some solder wick. Oh, there you go. Right, so that's the hole there. And look, there is the remains. Can you see the remains of it sticking out there? Ho ho ho! Could that be the problem? It might well be the problem. That's it there. Can you see it? That's wire. That's not solder. There. Wow. Okay. So now, where are you? Can we zoom in and see it? It's there, look, peekaboo. It's just here. Yeah, let's try to get a little bit more through. I mean, maybe it was when I twisted it that it broke. There it is. Now let's solder that up. Remember though, I have been bending this ribbon cable back, so it might have yanked it straight out at that point. Try to fill up the hole completely. Now we'll see if it's still loose. No, that's not loose. And now let's see if we have continuity from top to bottom. From here to here. Yes, we do. Excellent. I'm just going to run across each of the others. So I'll run across the others and they're all okay until we get to the very end one. And the end one, the same things happen. So the first one and the last one are both broken. So I'll just solder that up as well, just like I did on the first one. And then we're going to plug it back into the TV. And let's now see if we can finally see the player 2. What do you think? It makes sense that we can because the RF board wasn't connected properly. Or was it with us wiggling that ribbon cable that they pulled out? Possibly. Let's find out. Okay, now it's all connected up, game's in, even though the cover's not on. These things here are only to anchor it onto the board. It doesn't look like there's any electrical connection on them, so I think we're going to be okay. So we're plugged in. Let's plug the adapter in and let's see what is going to happen. Little spark there. Oh. And now I have to turn it on. Okay, that's good. So now I have to press 1, I think. Gentle. Here we go. Oh no, it's got nothing to do with that. It's still not here. Ah, you thing ya! What?
Ha ha.
Oh. Yeah, then it goes the other colour. Oh no, how am I going to get that colour? Alright, let's swap the hex inverters and see if that does anything. I mean, I can't change every single component on the board. I don't even know how you would find... You wouldn't be able to find the colour from the RF, would you? You'd have to go back before the RF. So weird. See, I think these capacitors are all going to be to do with power, and clearly we have got power. So, unless I'm going to swap these hex inverters and it's suddenly going to start working, not working, but the colours swap, I don't really know what I'm going to do here. I mean, there is a little capacitor here and a few here. I mean, maybe they are related to it. Just trying to see what mimics, you know, these controllers here. But it's not a controller issue, is it? It's a colour issue. Oh no. Good news is it seems to be turned on reliably now. Yeah, look at this. This is interesting. I'm doing the old finger on the board trick. And if I go underneath the hex inverters, can you see that I'll get blue? And also, if I do that, it's scrolling, you'll actually see, if I angle it upwards, it has the score of the second player. So I'm just touching, just putting my fingers on the bottom of the board here. Hold on, where's it gone? There. I've seen it when I go off there. I can see a score every now and then when it scrolls. When it goes here now, I'll scroll. There, I see a 2 up there. So maybe these hex inverters are something to do. Let me put my finger on the other one. No, nothing on that one. But at least we got a blue colour when we go on this one here. I still can't see the other player. Let me try to play the game. No, I still can't see it. Let's swap them over, see what they do. If they're the same chip, it shouldn't cause any harm, should it? I'm going to use my desolder gun. I'll swap both of them over. And we'll see then if the fault follows the chip. Well, it's lovely to see the blue screen. So I've got my desolder station on the go, and I'm just going to take out both chips and swap them over. They're all labelled up the same. So yeah, good news. Let's swap them and see if the fault follows the chip. Maybe we'll see player 2 now and not player 1. While I'm doing that, we'll shout out the My Mate Vince Massive. The members this month are kitdigital.com, Kip Hakes, Max Rokotansky, Chris Seal, Felipe at MrKeebs.com, DJ VG, Pixie, Anthony Dean, Bazza2, Russ Melanson, Gaspar Heller, Ricard Berglund, Soul Reaver 555, Shamsa Al Sawadi, Stuart Park, and Stephen from the Broken Past over on YouTube. Okay, they are swapped over. Let's plug it back in, and I bet it hasn't made one bit of difference. Part of me's hopeful. We are ready. Come on now, be good to me. Let me see that little spark you always do. There's the spark. And in. And turn on. Give me the green. I've got the green. Now, are you going to give me more? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes, you beauty. You're there. So here's the hex inverters. It's just that obviously now they've given me different colours, so I can actually see what's going on. That's that one, and that's that one. So let me see what happens now. So no, that was yellow. Hold on, I've got to do the yellow one there, and now the blue. Ah, and it hit the yellow, so it gives the point to the blue. This is actually quite a good game. Right, okay, hold on. So this is going to be yellow. Whoops. They're in each other's way, so I'm trying to do this one-handed. Ah, come on, Vince. Yes, now blue. Yes, now yellow. Well, do I need to get a hex inverter, or should I just leave it like that? I mean, you can see the game. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to watch a review to see what colours it should be. I mean, I quite like the yellow and blue. Also, I'll see how much the hex inverters cost, because clearly we do have a faulty hex inverter. Problem I've got is I don't actually know which one which one is the faulty one. Well, this is really interesting, because remember before it was like a pinkish type colour, and now we have yellow and blue. Well, I've gone on to YouTube. There's a video here by Retro Gamer VX, and it's yellow and blue. So if you have a look here, can you see?
Oh, one of my favourites.
I don't want to get done for copyright because I haven't asked permission. But if you have a look there, can you see it's yellow and blue? So you can buy the eBay, I've had a look on eBay, you can buy those chips. Let me show you. So here they are. You can get 5 of them from eBay from a UK seller for £5 plus £2.75 postage. So I'm going to finish up the video, I think. I will buy them because I like having spares, and it's just under £8 for 5 of them. So I think I'm going to get them because no doubt I will be coming across other consoles in the future from the same sort of era, and then they might need those hex inverter chips as well. So it's just interesting, on the last 2 retro things I've done, it's been like hex inverter and a hex non-inverter chips that have gone faulty. So really strange. Maybe it's to do with putting the cartridge in and out when the console's on, and it might be causing some little surge or something. Very, very, very odd. So I'm going to put this back together now, and then I'll end with a little bit of gameplay of me and my son playing it, and I probably won't even bother putting the chips in this one because I think that looks like it's supposed to look. So maybe the very fact of heating them up has got them working again, and maybe it will fail again shortly, or maybe the other hex inverter is to do with some sort of colours which isn't as important. For example, the green background or something. Not too sure. I don't know what role they have. But bottom line is, it wasn't working, and now it is working. So yeah, let's put it back together. And then if the hex inverters fail again, at least I've got spare ones to quickly pop in. Right, here it is, all back together, and it's already nice and clean. I haven't even had to rub a cloth around it because this thing looks in pretty good condition as it is. I haven't ordered up any chips. I don't know if I'm going to bother because this is looking pretty good. The blurring I'm getting because it's on a modern TV. I don't think I'd see this on a CRT. So maybe if I put it on a different TV, it might be even clearer. I am going to play it against my son now. I'm going to be yellow, he's going to be blue. We've just been messing around with it. To speed up the video a bit, we've put it onto fast rather than slow, but we're keeping it big. If you have a look here, can you see this has made it small, and that's made it small for my son as well. But we're going to keep it big, but have the ball nice and fast. And obviously, because this is more my era, of course I'm going to win. So we're going to reset it, and whoever gets to 5 first will be the victor, which will be me. Ready? Here we go. Oh, this isn't. Is this fast? Oh, it is fast, yeah. 1-0 to me. Oh no! 2-0, thank you. Of course, I'm not one to gloat. It's insanely quick. This is why you need a CRT, I think, because any kind of delay would be enough to possibly lose here. Look at that. 3-1. Thank you. One more and victory is mine. And just to show you the slow speed, that's the slow speed there. I love the way that you can control the player and the goalkeeper. Oh no, with the same one. Let's put it back on high speed. Oh no! 4-3. Oh yeah, I forget you can go forward then. You don't have to hang around by your side. You can go right the way forward. You know what I mean? No way, I'm not losing. No way am I losing. I have to hang my head in shame. Come on, come on. No! No, no. It's still faulty, I think. Oh, gutted. Anyway, right, I'm going to continue playing. Hope you enjoyed this video. It looks like there was something wrong with the hex inverters. I don't even know what was wrong originally, why we didn't have a picture. It seemed to be when maybe it just needed warming up. When it was on for a bit, it just started to work. It's really strange, but we did do a bit of soldering on here. Possibly that helped it. But that other player there was completely gone until we swapped over the hex inverters, and then they came back. And it's interesting that it was the hex non-inverters on the other console that I already did. You can check out a video on that. Oh, I'm gutted. All right, I think best out of 10. Thanks for watching, everybody. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Terrible, I've let down all the dads out there. Anyway, I said at the end there I wasn't sure why it started to work initially. It was because of that cold solder joint on the resistor. Remember, when we did that in the game, then that's when we first of all got the green screen. And without the game, this won't do anything, because the chip inside the game is the thing that actually has all these games on it. And then the console just allows you to display that game on the TV. The game is the actual thing which is doing nearly all the work. So yeah, I'm just fast forwarding through this. As you can see, the score is not going in my favour. Let the end just play out now while the credits are rolling. What? Oh. What's it? It must be 11, is it? Or does it just go on forever? Yes. Maybe it's 15. Do you want to play with the small? I think that was an own goal. Should we play it small? Mm-hmm. Oh no. Yes. It goes to 15. 15-9. Oh. To be fair, I haven't been wearing my glasses.